Yeah, okay, so we needed to talk about this too. Had to get into the Brock Besser stuff earlier in today's show, but now we're busting out the Streamlabs because everything has been boiling over with the Vancouver Canucks and Elias Pettersson. You're looking at my bookmarks right now. Not all of them. I can't scroll too far down on this page or else I'm probably gonna get flagged on YouTube, but we have a whole bunch of tweets, a whole bunch of quotes, a whole bunch of perspectives here. All starting out by what Rick Tocchet mentioned on Halford and Bruff earlier this morning. He said, Pettersson likes to regroup and slow the game down, but they want him to play a more North style of play, and they're trying to reprogram his brain. He mentions that Pettersson has been doing better recently. And here come the replies. Andreas Wall went out there and said, trying to, quote-unquote, reprogram Elias Pettersson's brain to be north-south is probably the worst idea I've ever heard from Rick Tocchet. If anything, you need to use his brilliance to your advantage. Use a different system for his line to really take advantage of one of the highest hockey IQ players in the league. Not try to make him play whatever game you played in the 80s. EP40 with confidence will go north if north is the best option. He'll go east-west if they're the best options. Tocchet's hockey IQ is like 5% of EP40's, so I truly hope he ignores everything Tocchet says about how to think hockey. JFC, something like that could actually damage his career. Insane. This is a pretty strong idea, and one of the replies goes out there and says, that's the point. If PD is going to drive his own line, what he's doing doesn't work. Throughout his time in Vancouver, I would argue that JT Miller brought the best out of him 5v5. Why? Because he upped the pace and created space for PD. PD needs to do that himself. This north-south idea is so interesting because it does fit the mold with a certain type of player that Rick Tocchet has had in the past. JT Miller excelled tremendously with the north-south style. Connor Garland and Dakota Joshua, especially last year, they excelled. Kiefer Sherwood excelled. Players who play with pace and north-south hard-paced skating, they excel under this kind of system. I know he wasn't here when Rick Tocchet was around, but Bo Horvat was like the epitome of a north-south sniper center guy who could do everything you need him to do in that mold. Pettersson isn't necessarily that. He's not north-south as much as he is just all-around mobile. So for Rick Tocchet to go out there and say they're trying to reprogram the way Pettersson thinks the game, oh boy. That is certainly a choice. Now, we can go over to this article published by Noah Strang on Daily Hive to get into the full scope of the context here, wherein Rick Tocchet spoke about changing Pettersson's play. In an interview with Halford and Bruff on 650, Rick Tocchet said the Canucks are changing Pettersson's playing style. What may have worked for the Swedish center in the 22-23 season where he scored 102 points is not necessarily what's succeeding in today's game. I know people joke about it all the time. If you want to score more goals or you want to be a dominant player, you've got to move your feet. You've got to get to those areas. You've got to be deceptive. You've got to play north hockey, regroup hockey. Taking the puck back won't win in the NHL. I think PD likes to regroup, slow the game down. I'm not sure how many years ago doing that might have worked, but now you have to play a more north style. And we're just trying to reprogram his brain when it comes to that, and he's buying into it. That's why I think he's getting better at that, but there's another level for us and our team. This is a question at the end of the year that we've really got to dive into, continued Tocchet. Right now, PD, he's a great kid. I think there was a lot of expectations on him. I think he knows. Was he ready for it over the summer this season? I think he's been a little surprised at what he had to do to maintain a level that we expect from himself. So, is there a little bit of catch-up? Yeah, I can be totally honest with you. Honestly, I'm thinking about this playing style shift, how Rick Tocchet does not want the guys to regroup. He wants them to keep on going forward, keep on going north. Is this style, Rick Tocchet style hockey, is it more demanding on Pettersson physically? Is that why Elias Pettersson may have been seen as quote-unquote not in shape when he showed up to camp last year? You know, like I'm kind of thinking about it here. If Pettersson is so used to playing an all-around, all-zone, four-way game, north, south, east, west, he can go left, right, center, up, down. When he can do all this stuff, he doesn't need to be sprinting at 110% to go into the boards every night, right? So if he was preparing for that, and Rick Tocchet all of a sudden flips the switch at the start of this season, hey, Petey, we want you to play more north-south. Keep on going forward and keep on going back and forth. No left-right stuff. No holding onto the puck. No regrouping. No calming things down. Is that why Elias Pettersson had a difficult time this season to open things up? I don't know. Just a thought. Let's go back over onto my bookmarked tweets and see some of these extra ideas here. Sapster has been one of the guys that has been so anti-Tocchet on social media. I feel like it's almost his full-time job to defend Elias Pettersson and take out Tocchet conversation points on Twitter. But Sap is a good guy. He's really smart, too, which is why he's going out there and making some really interesting points. One, how the hell are you going to change the play style of a 26-year-old? 2, why would you even try to change the play style of a former 102-point center, an elite two-way center? Why does everyone have to change to Tocchet? Why can't he adapt and change one time for a superstar? Rick, historically, you're not a successful head coach. Try something else. And for those saying he was successful in Pittsburgh, yeah, that was 8 years ago. Times have changed, guys. Back in 16-17, most teams utilized a left wing lock neutral zone. Nowadays, everyone hates it. It's barely used. My point is, times changed. Rick Tocchet has not. Another tweet from Sap goes out there and says here, Tocchet is wrong. He is straight up wrong in his commentary about regrouping. Let's just go back out there and take a look at it. You've got to get to those areas. You've got to be deceptive. You've got to play north hockey. Regroup hockey, taking the puck back, that will not win in the NHL. I think Petey likes to regroup, he likes to slow the game down, etc., etc. This is what Sap replies. Regrouping is very effective in today's NHL, but it's all about timing. Teams like Colorado use regrouping to reset their attack, especially when faced with strong forechecks. By controlling the puck and reorganizing, they exploit open space and create better offensive chances. The key is balancing the regrouping with fast transitions. Overusing it can slow down momentum, as seen with teams like the Islanders, who prefer quick breakouts to maintain pressure. To say regrouping and taking the puck back, aka maintaining possession of the puck, is bad, is a completely asinine opinion and actually offends Sap as a hockey fan. One of the top replies says, Washington does exactly what you say. They attack on the rush. If they fail to hold zone, they regroup and reattack with speed. It's deadly AF. If Rick Tocchet is still here after this season, we are in for one hell of a ride to the bottom. And I think y'all can remember the times that Rick Tocchet did coach the Arizona Coyotes. Things were not really looking all too good in that organization. Now, of course, he had a great season last year, but PDO benders be damned, Vancouver was scoring everything they shot towards the net. This season, when that's not working, you have to think about different ways to move around and create offense. But it seems like the way Rick Tocchet is trying to get Pettersson to do that in particular, it's changing the way he thinks about the game of hockey. So, big questions out to y'all here in the comment section below. Is this the right way to go? Is Rick Tocchet ruining Elias Pettersson by changing the way he thinks and trying to reprogram how he proceeds his movement in the NHL? Good thing, bad thing, we're highlighting some negative opinions here that are saying that it's wrong. Let me know in the comment section what you think. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.